Hi guys, Colesy, and today we have a couple of new Fifine products that we're going to be unboxing and checking out and taking a look at. I have reviewed many Fifine microphones in the past. This microphone here is in fact one of those, and it is the one that I have been using on a daily basis since I got given it. Fifine are always innovating and creating new microphones, and I'm always interested in checking them out. When they said they had a new microphone here, the AMPLITANK 3, AMPLITANK. It says it's a podcast microphone. It looks like this. So we're going to be taking a look at this today. It is similar, I guess, in the way this works. It is a dynamic microphone, I believe, that works similar to this. It is not pink, which is a shame. But today we're going to start off with a different product. It is not a microphone. It's still from Fifine. It is a new pair of headphones. Now, I have desperately needed a new pair of headphones. I've been using these ones, these HyperX Alpha, Cloud Alphas, for a long time. I do enjoy them. I actually have two pairs of them. As you might be able to see if I take these off, they are somewhat falling apart. Like, you can see all the leather is coming off them. I often take them off and there will be like black little bits of the leather stuff that have fallen off. It probably is time that I upgraded. So we're going to be trying out these Fifine H8 headphones. In terms of a headphone review, it's a little bit different to a microphone because honestly, the only opinion you're going to get is my opinion. There is not going to be anything you can hear. It is not a microphone that picks up sound, so I can't really do a test of it. One thing I want to mention, Fifine H8. It's a fine name. Unless you read it as Fifine Hate. Just maybe something to think about. These are studio monitor headphones. These are not like a gaming headset. They don't have a mic included, which is fine because as you can see here, I use a dedicated microphone. You get a better sound from having a dedicated microphone. So that's what I use. So let's open it and take a look. User guide. Don't need it. I know how to plug headphones in. Pretty sure this is going to be even easier than plugging a microphone in. The headphones. They are over-ear headphones, which is my preference, to be honest. In terms of style, they look very similar to how these work. Like, they've got the metal, like, see the metal bit on the ear bit, this bit here. Very similar in looking. It's got the stitched headband all the way along as well. Very similar to these. This is why these look like a great, just swap, basically. Another thing I really like about these is that they don't have a cable attached. They have a detachable cable, which is great because when you have a headset that has a cable that is built in, the problem is if you ever wreck that cable ever gets snapped or broken or whatever, you can't just replace it. The beauty of this is you can just buy a new cable. If your cable breaks, it does not ruin your entire headset. And I really like that because I think it's such an easy feature to put in. The fact that a lot of headphones don't do that is really kind of annoying. Also, it doesn't just come with one cable, it comes with two. So I will get the cables out now. Here we go. Audio cables. These are cables for audio. This is the standard 3.5mm to 3.5mm that you would plug into a phone or generally like a PC or whatever you're going to plug it into. I also like the fact that this cable is like a coiled, bouncy, springy cable. Means there's going to be less cable mess everywhere, which this one currently is a giant big cable mess and it's a little bit annoying. But also 6.35mm audio jack. I just read it off the box. Now, with my audio setup that I have at the minute, I don't actually need this. I do have audio interfaces where this would be perfect, but because of these headphones that don't have this bigger jack on them, I have just bought an adapter that I plug into those. Now that I don't use those anymore, I don't really need this cable, but if you do, it's handy to have. It's a good thing. It's a really good thing. Right, first off, I'm going to unplug these headphones and just plug in the new Fifine H8s and put them on and see how I sound, because realistically I should just be able to hear myself just as good as I can hear myself now through this microphone, through the audio interface that I have. So I'm gonna do that right now. They're really comfortable. The fact they're over ear, they actually fit really. I know I'm wearing a hat, which makes headphones generally not fit quite as well, but these fit really comfortably, like genuinely really comfortably. They fit way more comfier than the Cloud Alphas did. They sound fine. They sound great. I honestly cannot complain. I mean, I can play some music. It sounds good to me. These sound great. They're super comfy. They're very light. I like the long cable. The fact that we have two cables, depending on whether you're using an audio interface that needs a bigger jack or you're using not an audio interface or you're using a phone, it doesn't matter. I mean, this jack will fit in anything. I really like the fact the cable is removable. It means if the cable breaks, I can just take this out and I can get a new cable. In fact, I can just use the cable that I had with my previous headset if I really wanted to. I don't even have to use this boingy, boingy, boingy. Can't even see it. I don't have to use this cable. I do like this cable, so I will use it. But if I wanted to use the old cable from this, I can, because the Cloud Alphas also had the original ones, which are these, had a removable cable, which is nice. The only thing that these, the H8s, don't have, that the Cloud Alphas did have, is they had a adjustable volume thing. And these don't have that. But in my case, that doesn't bother me at all, because I pretty much just had it at full volume anyway, and then balanced all the audio levels on the PC. If I really wanted to, I could plug that cable in, and then I would have the adjustable. You can buy them really cheap on Amazon, because I mean, even the cable on this is a replacement one, because the original broke and went crappy, and I could replace it without replacing the whole headset. But now I got the H8s from Fifine, and they're really, really nice. That's part one of our review. That's the headphones. Now we're going to move on, and we're going to review the new AMPLITANK Tank 3. Another user guide. They do love a user guide. They are actually very useful. So, we have cable, which is a USB to USB-C cable. We have many of these. I already have one plugged in, so I'm not going to need to use that. Here's the microphone. It's actually a chunky boy. So, it has a stand already, like this. It looks kind of similar to the Rode pod mic kind of style, I would guess. We can tighten this up here, and that's going to stop it from moving. On the reverse, we have the XLR port, because it is XLR and USB-C, so whichever you wanted to use, you can. If you have an audio interface or a mixer or anything, and you want to use the XLR, that port is there. And if you just want to plug it into a PC, then you can just use the USB that is provided, the cable that's provided, and plug it in USB-C. We also have headphone monitoring. Then on this side, we have the microphone gain level. If you're going to use the USB-C, I believe that's when you use that. And the headphone monitoring is if you are plugging in your headphones to this to monitor. I will be plugging this in both ways in order to have a test at it. So this should adapt nicely, hopefully, onto my mount that I have this on currently, and we'll check that. But first, we will plug it in via USB-C, and we'll give it a go on USB-C, and I will just hold it, just for the sake of not remounting. We'll remount when I do the XLR, because the XLR cable is kind of built into the arm here. So, yeah. Give me 1 second, and we will return, and I will have hooked this up. Oh, also, another thing, mute button on there. So, USB-C, you can mute and unmute via this actual physical button, which is nice, because sometimes the tactile button, which this one actually has, you can see it here, it's not lit up because I'm using XLR. I find that easy to accidentally press because it's just a touch sensitive button, whereas a real button, I know that I'm not going to press that by accident. So I like it very much so. Right, I will plug this in USB-C, and we will be back in 1 second. Both of these microphones are now recording. I have plugged the headphones into the monitoring bit of this one, so I can actually hear it, and I have turned it up. The gain is about 50%, and the headphones I've just turned all the way up so I can hear it. It sounds really good. I know that they're slightly in different positions, okay? It's actually quite a hefty boy. It's a hefty boy, and it sounds very nice. So this is full gain. This is too noisy. This is all the way turned up on the gain for the microphone. And you're going to get a little bit more background noise with that, so I'm going to turn it down a little bit. Just over half. This is a little bit louder. Looking at my OBS, this is slightly louder than that microphone is, but I'm not kind of directly talking into it, so it's roughly the same. And I think this sounds really nice. And obviously, push this button. I'm not going to accidentally do anything. So, talking directly, see, here's the thing, right? I'm talking directly into the microphone, which is generally kind of something you don't want to do because you're going to get a lot of plosives. Which I'm still plosiving, but when I'm not talking directly into it, and I am talking slightly off to the side, which is how it should be, it's doing a great job of the fact it doesn't have like a windsock. I mean, technically I can put this one on it. Plosive. It's going to do even better. But now this one doesn't have one, and it looks really weird. But it's doing a great job without the windsock at picking up less of that plosive sounds and making everything sound horrible. This is really impressive. This is just in USB-C, and it's just plugged in. It's very simple to plug in. I love the fact that a lot of these Fifine microphones, the USB-C ones, they are just so plug and play. I plugged it in, I selected it as the option, and I am now using it and recording it, and it sounds good. It sounds really good. So I think the next thing we got to do is we got to plug this into my audio interface via the XLR and just see how it sounds in there. It should sound pretty much identical. Yes, I have a bit more control when I plug it into there because I have like the mixer stuff that I can do to the microphone. But I'm just going to leave it on the settings that I have this one set on, and we'll see how this sounds when plugged in to the audio interface via XLR. Okay, right. Now we have the mic plugged in via XLR, mounted on the arm, and this is what it sounds like. I haven't changed any of the audio settings compared to how I was using this. This is just how this sounds naturally plugged in with the settings I have. And there is a tiny bit of compression already put on this. I don't know how I'd compare it against this one. It's very close. Like, they're both very good microphones. And honestly, I don't hear... If anything, this one maybe is a little quieter, but changing any of these like knobs and stuff on it isn't going to make any difference now, because these the volume control and the gain control is only for when you're plugging in via USB-C. This mic actually feels like it should be close to your mouth. Like, it feels like it should be like here, and this is not my usual positioning, and my microphone arm cannot move any further than it already is. But I wouldn't normally be this close to my previous microphone. It's not a problem or a negative point. It's just a different setup. This is the same thing I always say with Fifine microphones. I'm always impressed by how they sound. I'm always impressed by the performance they give for the price that they are. And I think it's good. I think they're good microphones. Like, if you're on a budget and you're not going to go out and buy one of like a £300, $300 microphone, you're not going to go and get a Shure SM7B or anything like that. These are perfectly good microphones. They're really good sounding. And the fact they work via USB-C, if you want them to, it's great. It's really cool. Let's give this a little bit of a test. We'll turn the aircon on. I love to turn the aircon on when I do these mic reviews because it brings in a lot of noise. Well, the aircon's on now. So I don't know whether you can hear it or not. You should be able to maybe hear it probably while I'm talking more than when I'm not talking. But the aircon's on now. So if you can hear the aircon, it might be there a little bit in the background. But honestly, the fact that I'm looking at the meters, the audio levels, and it's not being picked up that much at all. So it's actually pretty impressive. If I wanted to get this mic close to my mouth, I probably could do that, and it probably would sound better. I don't think you don't want to be right on the mic, but maybe like closer than I was. Like, normally, like, I'll sit back here. This is kind of my normal positioning, and that's quite quiet. So I probably would want to get closer up on the microphone. Again, when it's listing itself as a podcast microphone, you're talking into a microphone. It makes complete sense. So maybe I could reposition my desk a little bit and have this in a different way that would work better. My desk is just a mess at the minute, and readjusting it to sort that out so that I could sit comfortably. That's all it is. I'm leaning forward to talking to the microphone. That's the only problem. And if I was streaming, I wouldn't necessarily be sat this far forward, I don't think. I hope you guys have found this review useful. If you want to check it out, I will put links in the description to where you can go get them. These were both sent to me from Fifine, as a lot of my previous Fifine reviews have been. So massive appreciation to them. I really enjoy looking at their products, and they're kind enough to send them out to me for free. They don't tell me, oh, you have to say this, be nice, say nice things if I think there's an issue. In the last microphone I reviewed, I made a point that was maybe towards a negative point. It wasn't a negative, it wasn't having a go, it was merely a point of something I didn't like, and they took that really well. They were like, they really appreciated the constructive criticism, and it's great that I'm comfortable enough to do that, and I think that's important. So yeah, I think this microphone sounds really good. I mean, in the edit, they've always sounded pretty much identical to how I'm hearing them live. So I imagine this is going to sound just as good in the edit as it does now, but I'm really impressed with this. This is a really nice microphone, and it's definitely something for me to consider, having a little bit of a change with the setup to use this. But thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you did enjoy the video, and go check out the links in the description where you can go grab the microphone, headphones, or maybe go check out one of my other Fifine mic reviews. There's this one. This is a pretty cool one. You check that out. Thank you guys, and I will see you next time. Bye!